I don't think people realize how much their confidence is connected to what they do when no one is watching. Like, for real, nobody talks about this. People will tell you to go to the gym, to dress better, to fix your posture, but they completely ignore one of the biggest things that messes with your head, your habits in private. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're the type of guy who's constantly watching porn and beating your shit, it's gonna affect you. Maybe not instantly, maybe not in an obvious way, but over time, it does something to you. And the worst part is, you don't even notice it happening. It starts small. You're bored, you grab your phone, you tell yourself just for a few minutes, and next thing you know, it becomes a routine, like it's normal, like it's just part of your day. And that's where the problem begins. Because you're feeding your brain the easiest form of pleasure possible. No effort, no risk, no rejection, no work, just instant reward. And your brain loves that. So what happens? You slowly lose the desire to do things that actually require effort. Talking to a girl, that takes confidence. Working on your goals, that takes discipline. Putting yourself out there, that takes courage. But your brain is like, why would I do all that when I can just stay here and feel good instantly? And without realizing it, you start becoming more passive, more lazy, more in your head, and that's when your confidence starts dropping. Not because you suddenly became worse below, but because deep down, you know you're not really in control anymore. You start making little promises to yourself. I'm gonna stop. I'm not doing it today. This is the last time. And then you do it again, and again, and again. And every time that happens, you lose a bit of trust in yourself. And confidence is literally built on trust. If you can't trust yourself when nobody's watching, how are you supposed to feel confident in front of people? That's why you might feel awkward sometimes. That's why you overthink small things. That's why you hesitate before speaking. It's not just social anxiety or whatever, it's the fact that you're not aligned with yourself. Now let me be clear. This isn't about saying never do it again or turning into some perfect guy overnight. That's not realistic. The real issue is when it becomes your escape. Every time you feel bored, you go to it. Every time you feel stressed, you go to it. Every time you feel lonely, you go to it. Instead of dealing with your life, you avoid it. And the more you avoid real life, the more uncomfortable it becomes. So, when you actually have to face something real, you feel lost, and that's when people say, I don't feel confident. But confidence isn't something you magically get. It's something you build. And you build it by doing hard things and by being in control of yourself. That's the key. Self-control. Because the moment you realize that you can say no to yourself and actually mean it, everything changes. You walk differently. You talk differently. You think differently. Not because you're better than everyone else, but because you finally respect yourself. So, what should you do? Start simple. Don't try to quit everything in one day. Just break the cycle. If you do it every day, try every 2 days. If you always do it when you're bored, go outside instead. If it's your only source of dopamine, replace it. Gym, work, learning something, even just going for a walk, anything that's real. Because real life is where confidence is built, not behind a screen. And listen, this isn't going to be easy. You're going to fail sometimes. You're going to fall back into old habits. That's normal, but the difference is, now you're aware, and awareness is the first step to control. At the end of the day, it's not really about masturbation. It's about discipline. It's about control. It's about who you are when nobody is watching. Because that version of you, that's the one that decides everything. So if you really want to become more confident, start there.